Hi, my name is Nadia Ramirez, and this is my presentation on the American Revolution.
75, and American colonists were in rebellion against their British rulers. Boston, Massachusetts was a center of this unrest, an uprising that would become the American Revolution. British troops were in Boston, and British ships, among them the man-of-war Somerset, had blockaded Boston Harbor. Paul Revere was a member of a secret group of patriots called the Sons of Liberty, who spied on the British and reported their movements to the rebelling Americans. In nearby Lexington, two young leaders of the uprising, Sam Adams and John Hancock, were in hiding. And in Concord, the local militia had hidden a supply of arms and ammunition. The Americans knew that the British were getting ready to put down the uprising, arrest their leaders, and seize their weapons, but they didn't know when. That night, it was Paul Revere's turn to stand ready to spread the alarm if the British made their move. There were two routes they could take out of Boston: by land, down Boston Neck and around to Concord, or by sea, across the Charles River in boats.
The British are coming! The British are coming! Now the ride of Paul Revere set the nation on its ear, and the shot at Lexington heard round the world. When the British fired in the early dawn, the War of Independence had begun. The die was cast, the rebel flag unfurled, and on to Concord marched the foe to seize the arsenal there, you know, waking folks and searching all around, till our militia stopped them in their tracks. At the old North Bridge we turned them back and chased those redcoats back to Boston town. And the shot heard around the world was the start of the revolution. The Minutemen were ready on the move. Take your powder, take your gun, report to General Washington. Hurry men, there's not an hour to lose. Now at famous Bunker Hill, even though we lost, it was quite a thrill. The rebel Colonel Prescott proved he was wise, outnumbered and low on ammunition as the British stormed his position. He said, hold your fire till you see the whites of their eyes. Though the next few years were rough, General Washington's men proved they were tough. Those hungry, ragged boys would not be beat. One night they crossed the Delaware, surprised the Hessians in their lair, and at Valley Forge they just bundled up their feet. Now the shot heard round the world was the start of the revolution. The Minutemen were ready on the move. Take your blanket, take your sun, report to General Washington. We've got our rights and now it's time to prove. Well, they showed such determination that they won the admiration of countries across the sea like France and Spain, who loaned the colony ships and guns and put the British on the run, and the Continental Army on its feet again. And though they lost some battles too, the Americans swore they'd see it through. Their raiding parties kept up hit and run. At Yorktown, the British could not retreat, bottled up by Washington and the French fleet. Cornwallis surrendered, and finally we had won. Hooray! Long shot heard round the world to the end of the revolution. The Continental rabble took the day, and the father of our country beat the British there at Yorktown and brought freedom to you and me and the USA. God bless America. Let freedom ring.
General George Washington led the Continental Army. The war lasted for 4 years.